life. Living the life. Living the life. Living the life. Living the life.
1,000 Londoners is a unique digital portrait of London City. It offers an insight into the lives of 1,000 people who consider themselves to be Londoners, taking in all ages, religions, race, income, interests and opinions.
In a moment, we'll be speaking with one of its filmmakers, Reece Lipman. But first, let's get a glimpse of this very interesting-looking project. This is 1,000 Londoners.
Well, we're joined now by one of the films makers behind this project from Chocolate Films in London. Good evening, Reece Lipman.
Good evening.
Welcome to the show. Let me say, first of all, what a brilliant idea.
Thank you very much. We are so excited about this. We launched today. It's a 5-year project we've got going. We're putting up 1,000 3-minute documentaries on 1000londoners.com and really trying to bring this city of 8 million people together. I mean, it's such a huge city.
It's the best city in the world, isn't
It's
it?
incredible. And
It's
it's
the best city in the world.
Pretty good.
Well, we love it. And we think
course.
that with 8 million people here and with everyone, I mean, how many people know their next door neighbour or know the person that sits next to them on the train every day?
Yeah.
Well, what happens if that person is the person who cleans the sewers, but in these old, beautiful Victorian sewers, who drives a cab that has driven around Michael Caine and Sir Roger Moore?
love it.
Wow.
That's
Love it.
incredible. Why not tell their stories?
Brilliant.
That is beautiful. Now, I want to ask you actually about the title. So it's 1,000 Londoners, right? Londoners specifically. Let's talk about that label, right? Because a lot of people think of Londoners as somebody who's been born or brought up in London. But your film kind of shies away from that kind of definition, does it not?
Absolutely. We think that a Londoner is anyone who considers themselves a Londoner. You may have been, like myself, you may have been born here and brought up here. You may have gotten off a plane yesterday, looked at Big Ben and thought, today I'm a Londoner. And fantastic, you're going to be one of our films. The idea is that community cohesion is bringing together all different parts of the city, whether you're born and bred Cockney or whether you're an immigrant from Spain who came over yesterday. Fantastic.
Now, you're looking really to show the complexities of London, aren't you? In all of its facets. So you're not only trying to promote, you know, the great and the good, but you're also trying to show some of the dark side of London as well, aren't you?
Absolutely. London's not Disneyland, and we're not trying to make it out to be Disneyland. There are gangs, there is poverty, there is horrible views. Well, we are an objective a documentary. We want to make sure that everyone has a voice. Some of those voices may not be some that we all agree with. However, it's important to show that that opinion happens in London. And the idea of the 1,000 films is you might agree with 999 and disagree with one of them. OK, fine. But that's London. And the only way to understand someone's views is to listen to them.
Absolutely.
Wow. And now it's going to be 1,000 3-minute films. About 1,000. How long is that going to take?
So at the moment, the project's going to take us 5 years. We're going to be releasing.
Big project,
it's
isn't
huge.
it?
It is huge. And every time we say 1,000, it's kind of 1,000. But it's 5 years because we need to understand that, like I said, London's very big, and to actually get in there and to find those people is going to take us a while. So we're going to be releasing one a week, celebrating each Londoner on the 1000londoners.com website by having their image at the background, having their film, having their own photos and questions that they've answered about the city. Each of those, and then come September, we'll be launching 2 a week, which would be one of our films, but also the idea is to open up the film to other people.
So
as Chocolate Films, we're a social enterprise company, which means we meet a lot of people from different communities. The idea is to get them to make their own films, which will also be part of the project. So we always think, wouldn't it be incredible, for example, to have, and I grew up in East London, so wouldn't it be incredible to have a group of 15-year-olds from a Muslim faith school in East London making a film about a 15-year-old from a Jewish faith school in East London, and vice versa.
And you know what? That is London, isn't it?
That is, exactly.
You know what? You guys have struck genius.
Thank you very much.
Absolute genius. Well, look, one of the characters who took part in 1,000 Londoners is Amy Sawran, and what makes her very interesting is that she juggles a number of job roles in her life. This is her story.
I'm Amy. I'm 27. I've been living in London for 2 years now. and I'm a vet, an actress, and I'm also starting a magazine.
My mum will say that I wanted to be a vet since I was like 4 years old. I think every kid goes through that stage where they want to be a vet, and I just never grew up. I either wanted to be a vet or an actress, and that's pretty much what I'm doing with my life anyway.
Yes, you will. Not bad.
I'm not going to be able to have it all forever. I know that. I'm not stupid. I'm not deluded. London is the thing that allows me to have it all at the moment. It allows me to balance a rural existence with city living. It brings together all these different disciplines: acting, the media, the magazines, the clubs, the scene. And then just on the outskirts, I've got the farm animals and stuff. I'm not stupid. I know that's not going to happen forever. But for now, while I'm still young and I'm able to do all those things, why the hell wouldn't I?
Well done. Oh, you were so close. Don't let it defeat you. It's a sheep. You're a person.
I fit in acting around being a vet by being really disgustingly organised. I stopped acting for a little while just as I was finishing university, but when I moved to London, I thought it was a perfect opportunity to start again. Just finished doing Hamlet, playing Hamlet, which was mental, but you know, pretty good for a girl to be able to play Hamlet. That was cool. The play I'm doing at the moment is Blood Wedding by Lorca. I'm playing the beggar woman who is like the representation of death. Frozen by windows and walls. Open your rooftops and breasts to let me find warmth. When you always describe a character that you're playing, it's really difficult not to sound totally pretentious.
So that was Amy Sawran, and we're pleased that she joins us right now. Good evening, Amy.
Good evening. Good
How
evening.
are you?
I'm very well. I'm quite excited to be here.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
That film looks incredible, by the way. I mean, are you pleased with the way it looks?
I'm really pleased with the way it looks. I feel quite represented by the film, and really proud to be part of this project, actually. When I was first approached about it, just my friend Kat, who actually directed and filmed it all, she's not a member of Chocolate Film. She's, I guess, one of the members of the community that we were talking about.
Yeah.
But I didn't really realise just how big and important this project was and how much longevity it has. I didn't really feel part of something until yesterday when I saw all of the
When you saw it.
films.
Do you think that, I mean, you know, quite incredibly, you're a vet, first of all. I mean, that's an amazing achievement. You're an actress. You also edit a magazine. So
Yep.
you've got all these hats on. Do you think that's quite typical of Londoners these days, do you think? Because I suppose, you know, what the project is trying to do is to show all different types of Londoners. But I think that's not unusual these days. I mean, perhaps those particular roles are unusual, but to have many hats on at once?
I think that London allows people to be multifaceted and to wear different hats. I mean, you can do your day job in the city and then you can be a musician by night. I think the fact that there are so many different elements of the city and different disciplines that people can belong to, you know, you're a tube away from a different life and a different lifestyle, and you can just have it all here, and it's great.
And Reece, I imagine these are exactly the kind of people you're trying to reach out to through the project.
Yeah, exactly. We are, and we are looking for people also to suggest Londoners, because there are so many multifaceted roles. We don't know everyone. So we've got the 1000 Londoners Twitter, which is 1000 at 1000 underscore Londoners. If you tweet us with the hashtag suggest a Londoner, tell us who you think should be a Londoner. If you're from a community project, if you're from a school, if you're from a mosque, let us know if you'd like to be part of the project and help us find these multifaceted people.
I'm even more excited now. I thought maybe you had all your 1,000 people.
Oh, no.
No.
Really? So you're still looking for guys?
You could
Still
really
going.
London,
Where's my application? I'm born and bred in London.
London,
Born and bred
right?
from everywhere. That's right. I'm going to make an application.
Join the
Come along.
club. Join the
Absolutely.
1000.
Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy being a part of the? I mean, was there any part of you that was maybe had a bit of anxiety initially about what it was going to look like or how it was going to go, or were you just in there right from the beginning?
I think the only anxiety I tend to have about these things is my face looks really fat on camera. So seeing it at BAFTA yesterday just blowing up was a bit mortifying. And also I'm not used to being myself. When I act, I play someone else, and I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, I was initially quite nervous, but I put my faith in Kat, the director, and she's good at what she does. And the project is so, you know, wholesome and important and inclusive. So I thought, you know, I really want to put my name to that.
Now, when you're doing you're wearing your farming hat, for example, right? I imagine that takes you away from London a little bit, right?
It does.
So, is London a bit of an escape from that kind of life?
I don't think necessarily that life needs escaping from, so I wouldn't say it's an escape, no. And there are farms in London. People laugh at me when they ask, you know, what I do, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm a farm vet, and they're like, oh, really?
Yeah.
And, you know, there are city farms, and there are people who keep pigs in their garden and goats in their kitchen, and I do, you know, tend to these people were my clients. But London allowed me to explore the different aspects of my life and my hobbies and, you know, what I might have wanted to do if I wasn't a vet, whilst maintaining that, because, you know, there are animals on the outskirts and there are animals amongst us. So
I was going to ask you whether you're born and bred in London, but you just gave it away because you said laugh. And no one born in London says laugh.
No.
You say laugh. So you're not originally from London, are you?
no, I'm not. I'm actually from Durham, which is about as far north as you can go without being Scottish. And I lived in Liverpool for a long time, but my accent is just...
It's just more.
It's just, yeah.
That's
it's a
what we
real
want, isn't it?
mixture.
You want whatever
That's
comes,
London.
whoever's here in London.
Exactly.
Well, look, thank you both very much for coming on. Do stay with us
Thank you
for a
very
bit,
much.
and we're going to come back and find out more about how people can get in touch if they want to be a part of 1,000 Londoners.
Indeed.
Fantastic.
Living the life.